It's going. Oh, welcome to Pokemon Go podcast, where I am the king of valor, the rock god of valor, and the king of this podcast, Charles McFall. And Joe burned to a crisp at the beach, and he didn't come back. So I don't know what happens there. So hey, sorry. There you
And
go,
the
Joe.
king of technical difficulties.
You know what? I gave it to you last week. That was my gift to Joe. Remember, if you listened to the podcast last week, I was like, you know what? And Joe gets to curse the technical difficulties. And guess what? He got some of them this week. He just got them fixed before we went live because he's ashamed and won't show off to the world that he doesn't know what he's doing. So, like me, I'll show it off all day long. It's all right. Hello, everybody that's here live. Thank you for coming in. We've got a special piece of audio for you. Crispy Joe is back. I love it. Well, you know what? Let's get right into it, Joe. I know you're probably moving some headlines over. If you want, I'll go ahead and start with my 2 cents here. Joe texted me on day for community day. Said, "Hey
On
man,
Sunday.
it starts in okay, it's Sunday. It starts in 3 minutes." I went, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but what did I text you before that?
I don't remember.
I was like, hey, it starts in 2 hours. Charge your gotcha.
Oh, I I didn't even see that. I just saw the 3 minute one. Didn't scroll up or whatever. 5 hours later, I didn't do any of the community day at all. You know, it just is what it is. It wasn't intentional. I just was busy. But Mr. Tambourine 19 got me my Registeel. I had not had a Registeel yet, and I got invited to a Registeel raid. So that's actually called Regis Tambori. So he's a guitarist from the 80s. Regis Tambori is who he's named now. But that was my big experience this week. I had already done the Gibble evolutions, which Joe hollered at me on air, and I was like, Joe, I'm going to forget. It's not like community day really matters to me because even though you remind me, sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't. That's a commercial for you kids who didn't grow up in the 80s. Joe gets it though. So that was my experience, and the Reggie Steele was later on this week. I missed a number of raid invites. I do apologize to everybody. And now I'm going to get Joe to tell me his stuff because we got, like I said, we got a special 5 minute audio from Dennis talking about a few things tonight that we'll play before the break, and then we're going to come back and talk about some Pogo Fest stuff that's going to go on. But Joe, how was your week at the beach?
It was really good. What was super nice for the podcast listeners, you didn't see it, but for everyone else who could see through Charles's thing, there was a gym right at the house I was staying at. So I got my 50 coins pretty much every day, which was pretty awesome. Um, I pulled it up every few hours, made sure I had a Pokemon in there. It was good to go. And
Nice.
yeah, they added a ton of stops since last year, and I am very happy about that. And actually, while at the beach, I caught myself a shiny Zubat. So got
Nice.
myself the green Zubat. And then Community Day, if you do need a shiny Gibble, I have 12 of them, so I can spare one.
I wouldn't mind.
One of them, it's not, even though it's CP 1500, it's not the best IVs for Great League, but it's pretty dang close. And so I'm pretty happy about that. This Garchomp is a shiny 1500 Garchomp that I'm going to be using for Great League. So pretty happy about that. And then I also, one of my Garchomps, um, I powered up as high as I had Stardust and XL Candy for. Um, this is a 98% Garchomp, and it's currently sitting at 4,053 CP. Pretty awesome stuff right there. I used him in a couple of raids, and there was a couple raids where normally I go through 4 or 5 Pokemon, but then again I usually use high attackers that have low defense, like say Machamps or something. But there was one where I stuck him out front and he didn't die. He just sat there and took a beating and just kept on dishing it out. So
Well, good.
yeah, pretty awesome there. I have a ton of Gibble left over. Um, my plan is to wait until the 15th, um, between 6 to 7 p.m. local time, because during that time, on Tuesday, I can't even remember what the featured Pokemon is for Pokemon Hour, but you get extra candy from transferring Pokemon. So I'm going to transfer a bunch of these Gibble. I've got almost I'm sitting on almost 300 Gibble. I don't know how many of them I'm going to transfer, but I'm going to transfer a large chunk of them.
I transfer as many as you can to get that candy.
Yeah, well, I need to transfer. I need to go through and transfer a bunch of stuff. I realize that GoFest is still over a month away, but I need to go through, take the time, transfer a bunch of stuff, clear out some space, and make sure I've got plenty of space for GoFest. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This past week has been super awesome, super good. Um, I think did I only go into one, maybe two raids. Um, is raid a search term? It
It does.
is, but it doesn't appear. Oh, because I'm scrolled down a little bit. Yeah, so I got into a few raids. I've got a couple of Rocks and Regice, so good stuff. I still need
Reggie's.
to. I still need to get into a Galarian Slowbro 1-star raid.
Okay, that's what it is. I wasn't sure if it was like a hatch thing. Like I get all of the other three, and I had the same shadow you're showing, and I just kind of thought, oh, maybe I missed where they launched a baby that can hatch or
No,
something.
yeah, they're in 1-star raids.
All right, so I guess I gotta look around, pay attention, and find one of those. So I
Yeah,
will try.
yeah. So I
That'd
need to get in on one of those. So Jackie K says alternatively you can find field research that gets you the slowpoke. Okay, I didn't realize that. So
Oh, like when you spin and get the special research. Is that
yeah,
what you're talking
yep.
about? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Cool, 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 cool.
and the WF professor doesn't realize that Galarian Zigzagoon is a legendary. He was looking at my box when I typed in raid, and he's like, he's got all these legendaries, and then there's the Zigzagoon right in the middle. Zigzagoon
Hey, you know
is
what?
legendary.
That's right. Look at him. Look at him. That is a rock and roll punk dog all day long. If he's not legendary, who is? So, but yeah, I got a few zigs out of that. I love that look. That's just a cool, just crazy look there. Did you? Yeah, you were here live all last week. So,
I sure
so
was.
how'd you like being in the House of Valor last week?
Well, I don't know. The fumes were kind of weird.
Hey now, don't be. This is family stuff. Don't be telling our secrets. Uh, no, the, no, it's all good. Um, we do want to get to Go Fest stuff, but first we're going to talk about the experiences of the week.
Yes,
Right,
let me pull
okay,
up
I'm already there. So I'll
Discord.
start with it as you pull it up. U.S. Snake Scout, the Mad Ranter, as a shiny Clamperl. Is that what that is? It's purple. Yeah,
Yes,
shiny
it is Shiny
Clamperl.
Clamperl.
That is nice looking. That is nice looking. I think I had one and I evolved it. Then Civilian Auto caught. This was my gotcha today. Shiny Duduo. Community Day success. 32 shinies, one hundo by Nulty.
Yeah, that's
And Jackie K actually already called you out. He's like, what did he say? Only
only
12?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, WF Professor's right. Valor's where it's at.
yeah. It was. I did get out to a park for a couple of hours during Community Day, but the rest was spent at home with incense. It was raining here pretty good, so
I gotcha. Kittens, Nigh Fives. I think that's how you say it.
kittens and high fives.
No, I remember now. We said kittens and knives. That's what we said. Hats to Shinx.
Yeah,
Uh,
100% Shinx.
Hundo Shinx. And then what is that? Says 99% Garchomp.
So
But
not
it's a one attack IV.
Yeah, so not 99% IVs. So the 99.1% that it's showing there
Yeah.
is how perfect it is for Great League.
All right. I
So
got you.
this is I'm blanking on the name, Pokegenie. So he's looking at Pokegenie, and it'll tell you how good the IVs are for Great or Ultra League, and so that's what this is showing. Is for Great League, this is, you know, the number 35 uh, best IVs for Great League. So
And then I got you. I got you. And we talked about your 1500 one just a second ago. There's 8 scouts, the Mad Renters, who can only play a couple of hours because at work. I got 8 shinies and a hundo. I forgot to evolve with a special move. That's funny. Kittens and high fives. Another shiny clamp roll. Man, rock on that one. Team Magma Tyler says, I think this might be my new favorite shiny. It's a shiny slow bro. He looks so happy. Like that's the closest to Barney I've ever seen. I'll catch you, you catch me. We're Team Rocket fam. Anyway, Mr. Marine got to play, got him a couple of shinies for sure. Shinies were good on this one apparently. So I know
oh
on the
yeah,
last one I had quite some difficulty getting the one shiny on the last community day. I mean, granted, I didn't play for a couple hours. I just played for about 20, 30 minutes. But still, typically in 20, 30 minutes on a standard community day, I can pull 2 or 3 shinies, and I barely got one. And that's okay. The new shiny goes alone has got a Alolan Grimer shiny, Pidgey shiny, Siler shiny. Honestly, Pidgey shiny would be like the most disappointing shiny
it's
I
yeah.
ever
You can
saw.
barely tell that it's shiny.
Yeah, it's not just that; it's a Pidgey. That doesn't matter, you know. To me, I'm not trying to take away from you if you love Pidgey. It's just like having a shiny weed. I was like, oh, okay.
Wild Dennis has appeared in chat.
Hey, howdy, Dennis. Uh, duly noted has got the shiny my little Ponyta Rapidash, and
My bigger Ponyta,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
my not so little Ponyta.
with that's a Shadow Sneasel,
It's
right?
shiny,
Is it shiny
shiny
too?
Shadow Sneasel. Yeah, because
I
Sneasel's
can see. I can
normally
see
a
the sparkles
purplish
in the
color.
background. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a purplish color. So,
It's pink.
the
I'm
buttons are pink. That's you.
on Sneasel. Are we
No, look
looking at the
down
same
below where it
thing?
says purify. That's all purplish. Your colors are off. I don't care. Moving on.
Okay.
I'm not colorblind. You're colorblind. A shiny shadow Weavile. Wow. Rapidash, Fletch, shiny Fletch. All these are shinies. A bunch of kibbles. So well done to duly noted there. Civilian didn't get any good shinies, but you get a perfect, so that's okay. Popeye got 2 shinies before community day even started. uh,
Wow.
so he had a hundo Gibble they've been holding on to for a while that he evolved, which is great. And then there at the bottom, Nolte wrapping it out with the weekly humble brag. Jeezy, crazy. A shiny Slow King, shiny Registeel, shiny Sandrew, Grimer, Togepi, another Registeel, and Reggie C.
The
Regi, as everybody else
the
says.
mint chocolate chip Registeel.
Yeah.
And you notice, and I've been doing this quite a bit lately, is in his search criteria, he put and exclamation mark Gibble. That means and not Gibble. So
Okay.
he was looking for all of his shinies that weren't Gibble.
So it's all one word basically. In this specific one, he wanted to show the age up to the last week. So it says all one word, shiny ampersand age 0-7 ampersand, which is the and symbol, right?
Yep.
Ampersand exclamation part Gibble. And so it's all one word, but you put that search term in and you get, in this case, all the shinies he caught in the last 7 days that were not Gibble.
Yep.
That's some in-depth searching now.
Yeah. So
So
I mean, the exclamation mark for not. That's a programming thing. Most programming languages, that's you use the exclamation point for not. So not
but
Gibble.
here on Twitch, you use it to suggest a title with
It's
this S.
it's
Exclamation point
true.
S. Spacebar, and you suggest your title. Let's see. Okay. I know I didn't get around to doing a new discussion last week. So, Joe, do you have any ideas for next week's discussion?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. But real
Sure.
quick, I wanted to mention, and I'm just gonna do it now. We could save it for later, but I'm just gonna do it now. We were talking before the show, and the week after GoFest, we want to do a Patreon or a patron call-in show through Discord for anyone that wants to join us and talk about their GoFest experience.
Yeah,
So
and hopefully we'll have some more Go Fast news right after the break. But hopefully you'll come and join us, and then still call in for that. But yeah, yeah, bang. You're right, Thunder Muffin. Exclamation mark equals bang. Um, but yeah, if you're a patron over at patreon.com/Pokemon Go podcast, you'll be in our Discord, and everybody who's in our Discord will have the opportunity to jump into that voice chat, and we'll probably do it like one at a time type of deal, just to make things easy. But yeah, I like it. Joe came to the table immediately, and first, first gave me grief about technical difficulties. Then he said, "But I got this idea, and we can have a patron call-in show, and it sounds awesome."
I mean
So
priorities.
yeah. All right. So here's a very special episode of Pokemon Go podcast after school. Dennis, was on last week, and I said, "Hey, man, you really like the PvP stuff, and at least you have some good titles." And last week's episode was actually named after Dennis, literally from what Barry and I had said about you're educating us filthy PvPers. And so Dennis actually, yeah, it's Joe playing tonight. But Dennis actually sent in a piece of audio that's he said it's about 5 minutes. I didn't check it. He says about 5 minutes long. And so for the live stream, we're going to do that, and then we'll be right back. And but for the podcast, after the audio, you'll hear the commercial break, and then we'll be right back. So with that being said, Joe's going to raid, and I'm going to play the Dennis segment.
Hello, everybody. This is Dennis, the world's most okayest DM, here with some Pokemon Go sort of experiences and some tips and tricks, if you will. So, this past weekend was Community Day, and Gible is one of the best Pokemon you could get. I even said it when I was guesting on the show last week. So, I went extra hard out there to try and get as many Gible as I could. And using the fast catch method, which, if you guys on the show don't know what that means, you don't have to wait for the ball to pip pop around. I can explain what that is in a later, clip. But using the fast catch method, I got 855 Gibble on Community Day in the 6 hour span. I got only 33 shinies, but I did get one hundo, which I named my friend's name since I was walking with a buddy of mine the entire 6 hours. And yes, we walked a whole 6 hours. Made the horrible mistake of forgetting to bring water with us, but at least I was smart enough to wear sunscreen,
Oh,
unlike my buddy
Dennis.
who did not. And the last leg of the walk has no shade whatsoever, so we were dying. But I will say there was a good Samaritan who pulled up next to us on the road and said, "Hey, you guys look like you need this," and he gave us 2 bottles of water, so that was super cool.
He
Anyway,
threw loose change at him.
I know Charles asked me to talk PvP. There's very little I want to talk about with PvP because it's still Great League, and I hate Great League because it's all the same crap. I don't like it whatsoever. But I will say there's one bit of news that's kind of a little bit of a controversy. Niantic released recently, which they do every season, that there are certain, hours of the day or certain days where you can get double dust for doing PvP. However, that's a little bit misleading because what they did, without telling anybody, they actually cut the dust rewards across the board in half. So even if you were to save your battles for those specific times and max out, get 5 wins each time, blah, 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 you still wouldn't get as much dust as you would if they just hadn't cut the dust in half from before. So it's a little bit scummy, if you will. But what I wanted to talk about
He has a note
real
about that. I'll
quick
get back to it later.
is the buddy system. I was reading about this week, so I wanted to share it in case you guys didn't know. You can actually get your buddy excited, aka like making them have a poffin without them needing a poffin, in about an hour, which is not too bad at all, actually. And there's also some other benefits to getting your buddy excited. First off, you get 2 times as many hearts, aka poffin, but you also need half the distance to get a candy with your buddy. So that's also really cool. So the way you do this is you get emotion points for doing stuff with your buddy. you probably have already seen this. Take a snapshot, battle with your buddy, so on and so forth. And I've said last week that this timer resets every 30 minutes or so. Well, they've actually doubled, secretly again for some reason, the emotion points that you get. So you're actually getting 2 points for a lot of things. So to give you guys a little bit of a quick update, visiting a new location with your buddy, 2 emotion points. Walking 2 kilometers with your buddy is 3 emotion points. Feeding your buddy is 2 emotion points. Playing with your buddy is 2 points. Battling is 2 points. Taking a snapshot is 2 points. And getting a present is 3 points. Now, what's important about the battle thing that I didn't even realize until this week, all the different battles are on a separate timer. So let's say you do a gym battle, that's 2 emotion points, and then you immediately, fight a rocket person, boom, 2 points. Then you fight a team leader, which you just go into the PvP area and you can fight a team leader. Boom, there's another 2 points. Battle in a raid, 2 points. So there's actually you can get a whole lot of points really fast.
Right.
And like I said, that timer resets every 30 minutes. So in about an hour, you can get a buddy to get excited, and then it makes it a lot easier to get to best buddies. Since there's a lot of good Pokemon coming out, the Mega Pokemon and all that jazz. You want to get your buddies to best buddies. This. Now, I will say, do not be swapping your buddies back and forth while you're trying to do this because it will reset all the emotion points. So you kind of have to focus on one buddy at a time if you're doing that. Anyways, this is all I have for this week. Hopefully, it was informative and
It
helpful.
was.
If you want to check me out at any of my stuff, World's Most Okayest DM on most social media. You can check out my new puppy on Instagram at the World's Most Okayest DM. Also, Botched, a D&D podcast. And finally, I have comic book stuff. I've been producing a comic book. Patreon.com/Hivehead Studios. Look for the Kickstarter to come out September of this year. All right, back to you guys.
All right, we're back in, and I should have waited a little bit longer on that audio, but it's okay. Thank you, Dennis, for that. That was actually very informative. And even before or right after you sent it, he goes, "Hey, I recorded it, and then I didn't realize about a couple of days ago they fixed it, and then apologized." So at the recording, he talked about the dust being halved, but then he did find out about that information. He wanted me to make sure I pass that on. And then Thunder Muffins in here called them dust suppressors, and it took him 2 days to apologize. And I know we even have a headline from Jacket K from our Reddit page. Jacket K submitted one about the dust, so it
Well,
was a
I,
big issue.
I mean, at this point, they're going on Dune levels of spice restriction on us, right? It took you a minute. I saw the wheels
I'm
turning.
sitting there, like trying to finish this rocket battle. Like, oh, I see what you did there. Very good, very good. So, yeah, thank you, Dennis, and I hope you keep sending those in. Because it didn't feel like 5 minutes. Honestly, I'm listening. I was processing. It's all good. So thank you for that. All right. Before we get into the headlines, Pokemon Go Fest. Right, I did get my ticket the other day, Joe. I made sure to get in and spend the well-earned $5 that they asked for because that is such a ridiculously low price. I think we were talking about it last week with Dennis and Barry about, hey, if you've never done it, now is the time to do it. And Dennis bought one, so good job, Dennis.
Oh yeah,
Um,
compared to the $1 it is for the community days, $5 is gonna be ridiculous. Like the $1, a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, it's a good little bonus. We like it," and a lot of people, since they introduced that, have said, "Yeah, yeah, we like it. We like paying the $1. We like the little bonus that it gives us to community day." $5, you know, it's gonna be way. It's gonna blow that out of the water.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. If you've never done it before, I think everybody's gonna love it. For Joe and I, of course, Joe already talked about the after Pogo Fest Patreon show, which will be at our regular time, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch.tv. And if you want to be part of that Discord, Patreon.com/Pokemon Go podcast. Sorry, I was trying to say Go Fest, and that's not right. Pokemon Go podcast is where you can join us and be in the Discord. And we actually got a few new patrons that we're going to talk about. Of course, a little week or two ago, maybe three more. Now, Kittens and High Fives joined us and then was talking to people. And then there's a great story. I think, Joe, if we get to the end of the show, I'd like to talk about that story with a new patron as we announce who the new patron is and say thank you for joining us. It's a really cool story. I really enjoyed. As you can tell, I don't get in Discord a lot. I fly by one-liners here. I see a lot of stuff, but I mean, I do a lot of things. And it was like a 4-paragraph story. And I read every word of it and liked on it, and it was a really good story, and I appreciated it. So Joe and I are doing 2 days right in the park at Centennial Olympic Park in Atlanta for Go Fest. We're going to walk around there. And it's Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday is going to be Joe and I. Sunday, special guest Barry Falk is going to be in town for it specifically. And he's going to join us for that day. And I think Saturday night, Kittens and High Fives in our group has invited all of us to a barbecue. And Kittens and High Fives apparently is the one that you were jealous of all his hats, Joe. And so I think
It's
there's
true.
talk of maybe a Joe hat. Now that might be
There
that
is
might
talk
be
of a hat.
there's talk of a Joe hat, but I didn't know if that was because he was going to like skin you and wear you like a hat or invite you one. But you know what? He didn't mention my name, so I'm down with barbecue. I'm going to be there. It's all good. Joe,
No, it's a
thanks for
Gengar
watching.
hat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah.
the kitten's part of the name. He lives up to it. He said, "Whoever comes over, make sure you don't let the cats out."
Now I want to be clear. We're excited about. We're talking about. It's definitely a great thing for the community. And he was talking with me in private about how he's wanting to give back, and it's gonna be really cool. I'm like, cool, I appreciate it. So being clear part is, it's not Joe and I's party, right? So you can't just come to it. Kittens needs to invite you over because it's Kitten's house. So but I imagine with the way Kittens was talking in our community, they probably will. So, but just I always hate for people to go, wait, this is part of the show. It's like, not necessarily. If I controlled it, it absolutely would be. I just want to be respectful and say thank you to Kittens for extending the invitation to our Discord community and to Joe and I and whoever else that they extended to.
Yeah,
So,
and if it's getting too big and too crazy, and Kittens wants to back out, we'll still go out with everybody or something. We'll figure it
well,
out.
yeah, we'll figure something out. Absolutely. And Sunday night we'll probably because that's Saturday night, right? Sunday night will be at the end of the day. And the way I heard it last week, I think it might have got cut out of the podcast, but live on air didn't Barry say he was going to take everybody to dinner? I'm just saying, I think I heard that. I think I heard Barry said sushi all around. Sushi's on it. I don't know. Barry didn't say that. What would be funny is if Barry doesn't actually listen to this before he comes because he's busy. That might happen. But no, in all reality, we've always done this at Chicago. We've done it. Whoever we're hanging out with, we're like, hey, we're gonna go over to this place for dinner. Anybody wants to go with? Now we're not buying dinner, but anybody wants to go to dinner with us? That's where we're going. So that absolutely will be Sunday night because Joe's got to eat somewhere and Barry's got to eat somewhere. Might as well do it all together, right?
Yep,
So,
yep.
all right. Well, last week was a very cool and flowing conversation. Now we're back to Joe and his 100 freaking headlines.
There is not even close to 100, and 2 of them were provided by Jackie K.
If I count by the
Just
letter,
saying.
it's close to 100.
By the letter. Now, one thing I wanted to hit on real quick
All right.
is a follow up to Dennis's statement. Yes, they reduced the Stardust rewards, and they said it was a week. I'll take their word for it. I don't PvP very often, so I can't say for myself. Some people in the community seem to think it was longer than that, but I don't know for sure. So they they said it was a week. They are increasing Stardust rewards to compensate for the last week. So there's that. So we'll see.
It's all the tunnels. So there's that. So there's that.
So I mean, the multiplier, half or double. I don't know if this is double. It just says increased. But regardless of the multiplier, when
Sure.
when you do 0 battles, it's still 0 Stardust.
I cannot. Did it tell you the last time you battled when you log in? Because I have no idea.
I'm bad about battling, to be honest, but it's Great League, so I ought to get in there because my Garchomp is pretty good right now. Actually, I bet a lot of people are using Garchomp right now.
Well, I can't tell you the last time I battled yet, but I just got season results. I got rank 2, 2 wins, 7 battles, 2 streak. I think I was doing it to finish something out. Um, yeah, I didn't tell you when the last time you logged into battling was. Hey, here are my stats to make everybody else feel better about themselves. Wins. This is total lifetime. Wins 40, battles 63, longest streak 10, and Stardust earned 61,000.
You know, I
I
think
know
you
I mean,
streaked
that's
longer than
before.
me.
Well, no, I did, but that was one very specific situation, Joe. When I first got into battling, I had a couple of days, like I was new to the ambulance services before I took over. I was just riding on the truck, and I had time to kill, and my Xbox wouldn't get enough signal, so I basically just went. I got nothing else to do. I've used all my energy in my other games, so I got in the Great Battle League, and I specifically went. I'm going to beat Joe in this thing. And as we all know in the history of this show, the only reason I really get aggressive in the game is to beat my co-host to something. I did it with Emmett a number of times. I've done it with you a number of times. And so that's why I outstreaked you because I was intentionally, I wasn't playing the game. I was playing to beat Joe. And it
You
worked.
were playing your own game.
I was. It's really not based submitted as a title. You streaked longer than me. All right, all right, all right. So you took care of that little follow up. Well, let's walk. Let's walk to this one. This was related. And I just want to kind of get the because I don't do the. Oh nope, that's the video. Thank you for that, Jackie K. The start off rewards nerfed. I didn't write. No, I'm making fun of Jackie K. It's my problem. I should have checked it first. But Jackie K gave us two headlines, and that was one of them. And that was earlier in the week before they fixed it about how Great Battle League Stardust had been reduced. So this was. What do you know about it, Joe? This was a code diver not described. Discovered was the word I was looking for. Discovered it and then put it out in the community. And the community went, no, no, no. You'll give us
N-
the
No,
code.
no, no. Yeah. So,
All
with
right, story over. Thanks. For the podcast, Joe's just pouting. It's so good.
why don't you tell us what they found? You tell us.
Now you just said yeah, so I moved on. I'm good. no,
Oh, oh,
that's
Charlie.
basically the rundown, right? Is now? Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think that Niantic did it on purpose, thinking nobody'd find it, or thought, "Oh, this will be a balance to something else," and went, "Well, crap, those dust addicts really do want their dust."
Those dust addicts. Uh, I, I don't know what their reasoning is behind this. Why they decreased it in the first place. It seems like a very odd choice because Stardust. I mean, other than I guess um, the Stardust pieces. I'm blanking on the name for them right now. The star pieces. They're just star pieces. Other than star pieces, there's not really any incentive to gate the Stardust. Um, People are always going to need Stardust. People are always going to need a ton of Stardust. I mean, unless you're the super hyper um, grind person, you're gonna need Stardust. I mean, the the people who grind a ton, I guess, won't need Stardust, but at the same time, like I don't know, it seems like a very weird move from Niantic,
Yeah.
um, and especially because they didn't say anything until the community was like, "Hey, what's up with this?" I kind of it very much feels like a let's push the button and see if anyone notices thing. They should realize the community's going to notice, but
How would they know? They're gonna know.
yeah,
How would they know?
because
Yeah.
they will.
Jackie K says if we're talking about Stardust, I don't even think that it was info data mined. Players were just observant of what they were earning, which is basically exactly what you're saying. There's that everybody. I mean, the hardcore players, they know. They watch the Self Road. That's why Self Road is so successful. Is because it's a community of people who pay attention and are willing to take the time to report what they're seeing and comparing it with other notes. Um, so there's that. And then Jackie people said people are coming up with theories, but I didn't pay attention to them. And then Miss Jammering 19 says, especially when they give you tasks like power up 5 Pokemon. And I'm like, I never have a problem with that because I never spend dust because I never think about it. Right now, I'm sitting on 1.8 million dust. And because I never think about it. So if I get a task to power up 5 Pokemon like ding 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 done because I never spend it because I forget, right? I forget to evolve. I mean, I only evolve when I need it for my Pokédex. I guess I'm a Pokédex player. If we really narrowed it down to this game, I have to catch them all once. And so if I try to get a shadow, that's when I evolve or work towards that, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
you're not like Ash who goes to the Safari Zone and comes back with 30 Tauros. You just need one.
I just need the Unos. There can only be. I'm the Highlander of Pokemon. There can be only one. That's it. So about the dust jacket says, in my opinion, it was so odd. I'm not sure if it was on purpose or if the code did a thing when they tried to add additional bonuses. But understanding that that's really given the benefit of the doubt. So all right, all right, all right. In this video on basis, evolutions don't even use dust. You filthy casual, get out. Well, I can't get out. It's my show. You get out. I don't know why he's screaming at me, man. I'm just talking on the podcast. Okay. But Jackie K, because he talked about some stuff last week in the chat. And I know there's a lot of headlines I didn't quite get to, but we had the discussion about the walking requirements and the different requirements that changed. Jackie K sent a source. Actually, he is the source on this. That's cool. Following up with what I said last week about Niantic confirming the walking requirement will not be returning to Great Battle League. This was the footnotes when they first announced season of Great Battle League, or season 7. Sorry, first announced season 7 of Great Battle League. And one more thing, we decided that the previous walking requirement to unlock battles will not return to Go Battle League. Oh yeah, because I do remember him saying that. I was like, I don't remember him saying it wouldn't return because stuff does stick in my mind. I know I joke about I don't listen to the show, I'm on the show, but stuff does. But I now that he showed the statement, I was like, okay, I do remember Joe reading that whenever they announced it. But no, thank you, Jacket K, for not only proving me wrong, but backing it up with facts. That's always necessary on this podcast.
Yeah, because if you don't back it up with facts, Charles is going to make up his own facts.
You know, why does anybody fax in 2020? We're not in 1990. Stop faxing things. Special raid weekend coming. Earn bonus candy and Candy XL and find more in raids. What is this?
What?
It's a candy day, not a community day, a candy day, which is actually kind of weird. I mean, it's almost set up with the picture like it's community day, but it's a big piece of candy sitting in the grass.
Yeah, y'all got any more of that XL candy?
Right? Yeah. How much? How about 50 cent? Just to look at it. That's an old movie reference.
So anyway, this is a weekend. This weekend, in fact, June 12th and the 13th. You earn twice the candy for catching Pokemon. Trainers level 40 and above will have 3 times the chance to obtain XL candy. I wonder why they said Candy XL. Anyway, from catching Pokemon. And then raids will happen more frequently, including 5-star raids and mega raids. So, yeah. I mean, just business as usual other than the more raids. I mean, people...
Yeah.
I mean, XL candy's good.
That 3 times the chance to obtain candy. Trainers level 40 and above. I guess you need XL candy a lot as you try to get to 50.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. So, to put it into perspective, let me go into one of the Pokemon that I've got a lot of regular candy for. Okay.
I was going to bring it down.
Where do I click that button?
Oh,
There's a way to turn... I can't remember where it is. Is it in here? It's in here. Yeah. It takes 100 regular candy to turn into 1 Candy XL. I'm never gonna. That's never gonna make sense to me. It's always gonna be XL candy, not Candy XL.
Right.
In my mind.
No, and for a while they called it XL candy.
Or maybe we just called it XL candy and have
know
continued calling it XL candy.
You know, maybe because I can see how Candy XL flows a little better if you hadn't heard the other one first when you're speaking. And as a reminder, Reggie Rock, Reggie C, and Reggie Steele will be appearing in raids.
I like how you still call it Reggie C instead of Reg Ice.
We got Reggie Rock, Reggie Steele. It's got to be Reggie C. It's not Reg Ice. It doesn't make sense.
So his first name's Reggie and his last initial is C, Reggie C.
However, I mean, I'm not going to tell him how to live his life, but yeah, I mean, that's how the cookie crumbles. So that'd be cool. I'm sure I'll get invited to some raids if I see them. I never ignore a raid on purpose, not ever. I always try to catch every raid I'm invited to if I catch it in time. So those of you that invite me, I appreciate you. Keep doing it. And there's, I mean, I've been in the middle of stuff. I probably shouldn't be on my phone. Oh no, I'm getting a special invite from one of my listeners or friends or whatever. I'm gonna do it. Try to hide my phone because I try not to ignore any of it
Now,
because
now I'm imagining you in the back of the ambulance with a patient,
you
battling
know.
instead of battling while holding down a tourniquet or something. I mean,
Okay,
you don't
okay,
really
okay.
use
Be
tourniquets,
real. That's not the kind of ambulance I run anymore. So yeah, no, if I was in that life, I'd have to say no. There's definitely times I can't answer my phone, but there's been once that got my watch right. It
that
goes,
he's gonna admit.
somebody invited you to your raid, and I'm like, hey, you're okay? I'm gonna sit right back behind you. I'll be right here. Phone, fight, fight, fight. But no, it's not because it's because the type of stuff I do now is more. This is way oversimplified, but it's more like a medical taxi than anything else. So no, yeah, you're right. If I was doing the 911 stuff, I'd have to say no. There's times I can't, but no, absolutely. I really the reality is though, I'll be in a meeting or something where I really should be paying attention to somebody, and I'll see that pop up, and I'm like, prop a book up like it's in high school where it blocks my desk so I can catch this raid real quick. Uh, because you don't have to invite me, and so I think it's very important when you do, and I try to honor it. June events get a free remote raid pass from Research Breakthroughs all through this month and more. All right.
So we've already talked.
Yeah, there's
Well,
enough.
did we?
Good.
I think we talked about this some
Oh, we didn't
already.
because there's one of the headlines I didn't get to last
That's
week.
right. I
So do
read
update
it
the
and
on
I
beer.
processed it. Okay? But anyway, there is an update.
Play and drink the blood of our enemies with valor.
That's an interesting game. Um, so this month started. Well, sorry, not this month, but starting uh, on the 17th. So it is this month, but it's next week. Starting next week, uh, between then and September 1st, the Pokemon that Giovanni will have is Shadow Ho-Oh, and we know how much you love your Ho-Oh.
I do.
You love your
I do.
Ho-Oh.
I know what you're towing the line. I hear you. I'm with you.
I don't know what
What
line you
about
think
ding
I'm
dong
towing.
too? I like my
You're
ding dong too.
your ding dongs.
Please.
You like your Ho-Ohs. You like your Hostess. All that stuff.
All the hostess family. I did. I used to be a model thin pencil dude, and now I like hostess. So you see who I am now. But yeah, I saw that news actually pop up. Well, I don't know when it officially popped up. Probably. What says update 610? So maybe it did pop up today, but I saw it today because I have barely opened my game. I've opened it like twice, maybe 3 times since last Thursday. I'm not just a self-declared filthy casual. I think I'm the definition of filthy casual. Well, maybe not. We've argued that, right? We've argued that I'm a level 40, so it's not real, but it's kind of.
But did you look at
I
the announcement? Jacket K wants you to make sure you look at the announcement to see what Ho-Oh looks like.
yeah. Big purple, cloudy, mean. Yes, I did. I did see that. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
Yeah. Top hat or tomahawk. I mean, I know it's his feathers, but it looks like either a top hat or like a tomahawk nose. Like he's going to headbutt you and cut you in half at the same time. No, I mean, that dude's a beast. So here's how I guarantee to catch Ho-Oh. Joe, catch one and trade me. No, better yet, catch two and then trade me one. So,
Get your own
yeah,
Ho-Oh.
I haven't met Giovanni since before COVID, man. We've been social distancing like good people.
You you need Uncle Hanky. You gotta stop social distancing with Uncle Hanky and tell him to just give you one, just like he did that Lugia.
Ooh, shadows can't be traded.
No,
I
they
think you've
can't.
told me that before, but
You have to
oh,
purify it in order to trade it. So
that takes away his coloration, doesn't it? It just makes him look normal.
I would assume so, yeah.
Uh,
But then he's got like
yeah,
a white glow around him.
this goes hand in hand with a comment I saw a minute ago about when does this event start? Because I can't. I think it was Professor. I think it's WF. I'm not. I'm scrolling. I don't quite see where it's actually written, but I caught it. It's like, hey, when does the Ho-Oh event? Oh, there it is. When does the quest to get Ho-Oh start? it says you can do the monthly quest line, but I don't have it, and I finished the previous one last month. I misread that. I thought he was saying he was stuck
Yeah,
in a different
I was
one.
looking to see if I had it too because I finished the Team Rocket quest line as well,
I
and
don't,
so
dude.
hopefully it pops up because I want it.
Claiming a reward on some quest line. Wild Celebi. Oh man. Okay, Wild Celebi's gonna have to wait because that fool's invisible. Oh, there it is. I found it. Nope. He just disappeared. Okay, Celebi, you're gonna have to wait. You're ruining my show because you keep disappearing.
Celebi's ruining your show.
Because it makes you do the AR. You can't not do the AR on Celebi.
You haven't
And
caught Celebi?
I have. It was just I finished the extra research. I'm getting the second one. Dang it, Joe. Catch up. Listen to stuff. Season of Legends. I've got a Tornadoes picture I gotta take. Looming in the Shadows, I'm 4 out of 6. I gotta defeat Cliff and Sierra, and I'll move to 5 out of 6. And I don't know how far back Looming in the Shadows was, but that's my Team Rocket one that I'm on now. So I will not get the Ho-Oh quest unless somehow it ends, and then I mean, like I complete it this week, or not this week, this month.
Well, so let me correct that just a moment.
Please do.
If you have a Team Go Rocket uh, event currently in your inventory,
Yeah, you can't do the new ones, right?
no, that's fine because at the end of the one you have, it will give you a Super Rocket radar.
Oh, now get me Giovanni.
Yes. So you're fine. You can still do it. You just got to finish the quest line you've got. And even if you finish it early, just wait to battle Giovanni until June 17th.
Why do you sound like every guidance counselor I ever had in high school? You're fine. Just do the work, and you'll do okay. I don't want to work. It's a game, Joe.
Look, we don't want you in school anymore. You're gonna pass, you're gonna graduate, and you're gonna go bother someone else.
Go buy. Go buy someone else. You're not wrong. Uh, okay. Well, I know I can beat Cliff whenever I see Cliff. Actually, I might have a rocket radar I need to activate. I beat all the rocket team leaders, so I just got to beat Cliff and Sierra right now. And then I'll go to the Limiting the Shadows 5, which I'm open with. If anybody wants to remind me what that is, because it's so far back. There's no spoilers on that one. I know it's an old one, but whatever level 5 is, and I know 6 is always just collect, and then you'll get the super radar. The last level is always just a collection level. Speaking of, I'm at Let's Go Meltan, 8 out of 9. Right, because that's been sitting on my box forever. All I gotta do is catch an Aerodactyl, and it's over. And they haven't shown up forever. It's because like it'd be like catch a Nokia phone. Well, I missed that boat, I guess.
Oh, you
So,
just have to go to a dumpster and it still works. Just go to a
it
landfill.
does. It does. But yeah. The free remote raid passes by completing the research breakthroughs. Um, did
Yeah, so instead of giving them to you for free in a box, now you
yeah.
have to actually do your research to get the free weekly remote raid pass.
That's okay because I do mine slow enough, and I don't mind putting the money into the game to get the passes. Just as a reminder, part of what you give us through Patreon, right? Part of what you place through the show. I'll speak for myself, and Joe can speak for himself. I turn mine around, and that's what I use to do the remote raid passes in the game, so that I can play with all of you and have fun. Which is another reason why I never intentionally ignore an invite if I can help it. Um, so I don't mind doing that, and I know I have them. There's such a hit and miss because you buy it when you have to have it, right? So I find out I don't have passes when I go to do a raid. This is buy a pass, and it throws it up on the screen. I hit buy a pass, and then I get into that raid. Well, now I still have 2 passes left, and it won't. A lot of times, it won't let me do the box on 2 passes because I don't know why. It just says you got too many raid passes, blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And so I only get the free gift raid pass every once in a while because I have too many raid passes, and not it's because I don't think to open the box right after a battle. I check it when I'm thinking, oh, I need to get raid passes, and oh, I should have got a free one. Anyway, all that being said, I do about once a month. I do the breakthrough, and so that'll be fine to get a free raid pass from that. It'll be all right. I want to see Mega Lopunny. That's gonna be the scariest Easter bunny of all time. That's
I don't know. Have you seen the Velveteen Rabbit movie?
that's nightmares. Don't talk about that.
That that show did give my little sister nightmares for years.
It's not a kids movie, but it is. But it's not. Oh God. All right. So user said this is from user Crux1836 on the Silph Road on Reddit. User study regarding mega raids and mega evolutions. Interesting here. We can get paid, Joe. You're all about getting paid for science, like plasma donation. Here's a way to get paid for science. You're invited. Remote Niantic user study, $100 gratuity. Hi, and of course it blanks out the name. We're constantly trying to improve our players' experience. We're running a user study beginning mid-June 2021, and those selected to participate will receive a gratuity of $100 US. It'll be a 45-minute one-on-one session remotely done over video chat. We blah 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 blah. So it's an interview. Getting your and they'll do some screen sharing. There's probably kind of a market test of this and that the other. And I think it's random because so the actual first question is it only for specific people? Yeah,
Probably.
because that's how this is. They usually identify levels of users or have some kind of other random.
Yeah, how many raid passes have you purchased?
I
That
purchased a decent amount of raid passes.
that wouldn't surprise me if they were like, if you haven't purchased at least this many, you're not even going to be randomly selected for this.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the money's fun. I honestly would love that opportunity to sit down and have somebody put in official notes, host of Pokemon Go podcast, and and then the whole time I would irritate him. Yeah, Uncle Hanky said this. Oh yeah. I like when Uncle Hanky does that. It does irritate him. Oh my god. But yeah, what do you think, Joe? What's the odds of one of us or one of our patrons getting that invite?
One of us, like
Like
zero
me,
point
you,
one
or
percent.
one of our patrons?
Now, one of our patrons, I'm guessing that they've got a higher chance just by the fact that they probably do more raids than us. We don't know what criteria was used to select the people that have been selected for this
Right.
user study.
We don't know what they're looking for, what kind of feedback, and that all matters. Are they trying to do research on how to include more female players? Well, then they're going to randomly select stuff with female players and those kind of things. And hey, does this make you play more? It definitely depends on what questions they're trying to answer to how they bring the people in. So I'll definitely be curious. We'd love to hear from you. Show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. Although we found out we're having some slight issues with that again. There's some slight issues with some of the emails going through there. I think, Joe, we're going to set up a Gmail account. I think because it's not super often, but this is not the fifth time we've had issues with our email. It's often enough over the years that we probably should just get a different one. That being said, right now, show at Pokemon Go Podcast is how you can let us know if you got the invite, or of course at Pokemon Go Pod on Twitter and so on and so forth. And as I was thinking about all this stuff, I want to do a direct shout out. Squid is a beast. Squid is a beast. I really hope I see you. And I'm going to try to message you on Twitter because we have that connection. I really hope I finally get to meet you at our Go Fest meetup in Centennial Olympic Park in Atlanta. So one of those days, I'd love you do some great community work for us. You're with us and including us in your tweets, and you seem like a really cool person. And he's the first listener that I've ever come across on any kind of show that's essentially in my backyard. And especially with this kind of show, which is a global show and a global game, having somebody that early on who plays close to you, I was like, dude, I mean, that's just cool. I mean, I guess if I had to make an argument of why it's cool, I couldn't. I just think it's cool. So I hope you're there, Squid. And then we've got users. Oh, that is the user study. Oh, it says regarding Mega Race, Mega Evolution. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I will not get picked for that study, Joe, because I don't think I've ever done any Mega Raids. No, I've done a few Mega Raids. I think I've done, a literal handful, like 3 or 4 Mega Raids, but 0 still Mega Evolutions. So I guess my goal is to have the most mega candy ever, or whatever it is, to evolve them because I don't use it. Because
You're just gonna hoard it.
you know what? Not intentionally. Maybe during the Go Fest when because there's downtimes, right? You get out there first. At least Joe and I do. We get out there the very first of the day, and we stay until it closes, just to make ourselves available to everybody, and of course, to play. But at some point in Chicago, at least, at some point, we typically get to about 1, 2 o'clock. We've completed everything in the quest, and we're like, it's hot. We're gonna go find some shade and just chill out for a while and let everybody know we're right here if you want to come by. And we rest for a bit and maybe walk over, do something else. So there's gonna be downtimes, and maybe then, when Jacket K flies in from the UK and hangs out with us, he can be like, I would try to do his voice. I can't. I feel like I'm mocking him. I don't want to do that, but I try to do an impression of Jackie K. But he goes, Charles, here, just evolve this one. Just do it. Just have some fun. And maybe I'll do it. But only if Jacket K flies in from the UK. So that's it. Yeah, I know we got other stuff to talk about, but with headlines, I know we kind of flew through that and had some fun. Do you have anything else with the headlines?
I have a discussion for next week.
All right, what's the discussion?
All right, so the discussion for next week is what quality of life updates do you want to see added to the game?
Nice. I like it. All right.
I can already think of several off the top of my head that are long overdue, but we will see what the rest of the community thinks.
Yeah, I got actually one or two that aren't just funny, and that's not me being going, just give me free Pokemon because I was all, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's for the popped in my head, but no, I actually have some too. So next week will be good. We do have a new patron, and this is gonna be a little bit longer segment for a new patron because usually it's like, woo, patron, thank you, patreon.com/Pokemon Go podcast. You didn't think I was gonna shorten that, did you? But Sir Amanda. I think that's how we say it. It's SER. It's all one word. Sir Amanda, and not like Sir Farfetch'd. It's different. And I love this. I'm gonna read the highlights of it. This is a great story. It entertained me, even if it didn't end up with her being a part of, or they. I guess I shouldn't assume they being a part of our community. Even if it didn't end that way, it's still a great story. I have a story I feel compelled to share. So sorry, not sorry. I can be long-winded. Yeah, I'm good with long-winded. Have you met me? Some years ago, I was playing Pogo, and it occurred to me that I never knew when events were going on. Yes, I understood that. The problem was that I never read the announcement pops up. I'm trying to play the game. I don't want to read it pop up. My sister right there, I am with you. I don't want to read crap in the game. I'm trying to play the game. But surely someone could just tell me what was going on. So I looked up some Pogo podcasts. I downloaded 10 random ones. That's a really good way to find what you like, honestly. I thought that caught my attention right away, is you went with a nice spread just to see what lands. I figured whittle it down to a few. Eventually, I'd gotten it down to 3. I wanted to drop one more because it's too much for me to keep up with. Had a hard time keeping the host straight. Each had a very distinct host, though. There was the Snorlax-loving, unfiltered language lady. Well,
I'm not even sure which podcast that is.
Oh, yeah, no, we listened to a bunch of them early on, but obviously we got busy, and at some point you don't go looking for other podcasts. Because here's a little side note. Here's my reason why. It's not because I don't want to be a part of the community, because I know if I listen to other shows, they will influence me, and I'll start using the things I like in their show naturally because they entertain me. Therefore, I'm sharing it in an entertaining way, and it comes off as stealing their work, and I don't like doing that. So at some point when I know this is what's going on, I'll stop listening to other stuff and just respect that they're out there and go, hey, go check them out for that stuff. All right, but yeah, so I don't know who the filthy language lady was. One had twins. Don't know that one either.
That's Pokemon Go Radio.
I thought it might be Salt and Nar. Are they twins?
They're brothers at least.
Brothers? So that's close enough. Close enough. Didn't matter. Okay, they could be twins because I know I've met one of them. I couldn't tell you who.
Yeah, Sir Amanda says, who I couldn't tell apart. Yeah, they sound exactly the same. And the WF professor confirms they are, in fact, twins.
Cool. I know I think it sucks. Nar's the military twin, right? Maybe did we meet them both?
Yes.
I wonder if I met them both the first night. So the first time I ever went to Chicago for Go Fest, I flew in. Barry picked me up from the airport, and we went straight to a bar to a meetup, which was a kind of a rough day. Not as rough as Joe had, but still kind of a rough day. And I met a lot of people. I think I met Madam Salt, I want to say maybe both of them there. I want to say I met Mrs. Nar as well. But anyway, there had to be, and there one had a self-proclaimed filthy casual. I think
I
I
can't
earned that
imagine
title.
which one that one is.
I think I earned it. I'm tired of people telling me self-complained or proclaimed. I have earned that. All right. Well, all the details were together, so you drop one. I was also thinking about finally going to Patreon since they all mentioned it. The first two podcasts, I quickly found the link to their Patreon, but the third, I cannot find the link. That cannot be us. I'm telling you, there are links to the Patreon, or at least there have been for a long time. Um, so, and you found us. Cool. Surely, I only spent 60 seconds Googling. Sure. Oh, okay. They take responsibility. Sure. I only spent 60 seconds Googling this, searching their webpage, but I was like, okay, then I found the podcast to drop. Joe, I told you to fix that link. I told you. All right, now I'm just kidding. My memory can be pretty spotty. This I've forgotten the name of the third podcast, and now and then I miss that filthy casual perspective. It was fresh and interesting to have. Well, last night, Kittens and Knives is like coming to the Go Fest barbecue and hang. People flying in. I'm like, what? And he's like, Pokemon Go podcast. And the gears in my head turned. And I'm like, oh, that's the third podcast this whole time. And so here I am. And voices were all on me, but thank you for that story. It was awesome. And I very much look forward to meeting both of you at our Go Fest meetup coming up. So that's going to be great. All right. I took a long time there, but I love stories. I'm a fiend for stories. I do a show called Finding the Stories. So, that meant a lot. Thank you for sharing. And again, I look forward to meeting you. Joe, no, I'm about to ask you what time it is, but I also see that you're beating the crap out of a slow bro.
Oh, I know what time it is. Do you know what time
What?
it is?
What time is it, Joe?
It is time for random trivia. And since Ho-Oh is going to be the new Shadow Legendary, I thought I would talk about Ho-Oh today. Ho-Oh is the rainbow Pokemon. It is one of Charles's favorite Pokemon,
Yeah.
specifically because it makes him think of the TCG and his Ho-Oh EX card.
Shiny EX card,
Yeah.
holographic, whatever. It's the nice one.
It's probably hollow. Anyway, um, Ho-Oh is a fire flying type Pokemon, which suits it quite well since it's based off of a phoenix, basically. Its Pokedex entry in Gold version says legends claim this Pokemon flies the world's skies continuously on its magnificent 7-colored wings. It's interesting. One of the things about Ho-Oh in the anime is that it is the first legendary Pokemon that Ash sees after beginning his journey, and which is ironic because at that point only Gen 1 was out, and Ho-Oh is a Gen 2 Pokemon. And they specific.
Saying Ho-Oh was the first Gen 2 Pokemon to appear in the anime.
Yep. And Ho-Oh, it goes out of its way in the anime to say there are Pokemon that have yet to be discovered. So basically, they were setting it up saying, yeah, we're just going to keep putting out more Pokemon while this is still a thing, while people are interested. And, 25 later, it's still going. 25 years later, we're
No,
still
no, no. You said it good. I actually liked how you said it. 25 later, it's still going. That's a great Joeism. I like it.
So first Pokemon out there, or Gen 2 Pokemon to be shown. A lot of people don't realize this, but Gen 2 and Gen 1 were all actually designed at the same time. And so Gen 2 is basically the Gen 1 rejects. So Ho-Oh was, or it was the Pokemon that were saved for Generation 2. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't you imagine there's a planning meeting at some point going, we sold the pilot. We got one season of this. And about halfway through, they're like, hey, y'all got more? This is doing all right. And like, holy crap, we got to make up some new stuff. How about a big flame bird? Everybody likes a big flame bird. Throw that one out there.
Yeah, so Ho-Oh, one of the legendary rejects, is based off of a phoenix. specifically the Fang Huang, if I'm saying that right. It's a Chinese mythical bird. So if you wanted to go look more into that, um, it has a lot of reminiscence of almost not just a phoenix, but also kind of a peacock thrown in there as well. Um, yeah, Ho-Oh is pretty awesome. The Chinese phoenix. And yeah, actually, where do you think its name comes from? This is one that's not completely obvious, so I would kind of want to.
It's not complete. It's not obvious at all.
So,
I'm trying to figure out. So it's based off of Phoenix. It's not. I, mean, I don't see. I don't see any clues on what this thing came from.
yeah, so it Ho-Oh comes from is derived from um, basically Ho-Oh, like Ho with an accent over it, like two O's with accents over it. So it is literally just it derives from Ho-Oh.
Does it? Is that like a? I'm being serious. Is that like a Chinese word for something else?
It's
Or
Japanese for Feng Huan, the Chinese
okay, so
phoenix.
the word ho-oh is the Japanese term for fengwan.
Yes.
Okay, so it's literally the name. Okay, that makes sense, and here's why. Again, going back to my joke about the meeting, and we look at season one. That sounds like we got to do something. What do we do? Hey, there's this great legend of this bird, the fengwan. It's a of course I'll butcher their accents. I'm not gonna do it, but and they just went with okay, we're gonna go fengwan. Except you don't. We say fengwan because that's the translation, but it's oh. So they just went with the straight name, and then only after it
Well,
became
so
true successful.
Feng Huan is the Chinese version. Ho-Oh is
Japanese version. Okay,
the Japanese name of it. Yeah.
but it's still that's not like anything else like metagross, right? It's not. It doesn't derive from all the that does kind of make sense of we got to do something, and we got to do it quickly. Because when you do stuff quickly, you don't have time to ponder. But once they bought that, is yeah, thank you, Professor. Once they bought that time by getting successful, then you can get stuff like Driftloon. I hate Driftloon. I don't know why I say Driftloon so much. That's such a I don't know.
A lot of people hate Drifloon specifically because of its lore. We've talked about it a few times, but
Yeah, we have,
you know,
and I don't like balloons. So
yeah, a Pokemon balloon that's meant to take kids to the afterworld, kind of weird.
somebody watched it one too many times. Um, all right, but that actually was very. I mean, that was some of the trivia was like, yeah, okay, and some of it's like really cool. That to me, that fell into the really cool trivia thing. It was very entertaining, and educational.
I bet
Anything else?
I bet you there's fan art of Pennywise with Drifloon.
I'll see. Now you're gonna find it. All right, I'm gonna wrap this out. Follow us
even
on the podcast.
even better,
Oh
Mister
no!
Mister Mime Pennywise with the Drifloon.
Oh no! Take to Radiant City. Get me out of here. Email show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. We'll have a new email soon. PokemonGoPodcast.com is where you can find the Speak Pipe tab. And actually, we revamped. When I say revamped, we did a very quick rebuild of the website not long ago after we moved some stuff from a server to another server. And I do need to find if there's a Patreon link there because there used to be. But that's where the speak pipe is for sure. You can go to PokemonGoPodcast.com, smash that button. Now that I realize I didn't see an email, I'm actually going to go look and see if there's speak pipes because our email is not doing right. So, no, we're good tonight. So, no Cheeky. You know what? Ever since we said we're moving it from Nashville to Atlanta, Cheeky has stopped calling in. I think he's mad at us. I think he's mad. You know what, Cheeky? You got a problem? You come to Atlanta, and I'll buy you a beer. All right? We got you, man. Come on. I was going to say come fight me, but he might. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get beat up by Cheeky because that's all I need. I Cheeky Nashville, and I'm from Nashville. No, thank you. Good. I don't do
And
embarrassing.
I am from Nashville.
Joe is just like sliding in like the referee. 1, 2. Yeah, oh my God. Reddit is r/Pokemon Go podcast. Facebook's Facebook is Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. Twitch is every Thursday night here at 8 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast, where you can join the likes. Where's the button? I'm in the wrong screen. Where's my button? How do I find out who's chatting with me? I don't know. I'm on the stream manager. I'm not usually on the stream manager. I
Dun
don't
dun
like.
dun.
Well, you can find people just what's in front of me. The WTF Professor, Mr. Tambourine 19. I know Rock Eddie was here. World's OKS DM. The School of Rock Eddie. Go check out his channel. Avazifn. Ava AVAZZFN. Civilian on Base. I know there's other people. Jacket K. But yeah, because I was doing something pre-show, I'm in the stream manager on Twitch and not where I can hit the button to see who's here. But hey, you know how to find us. Come watch live and hang out with us. Thunder Muffin was here earlier.
Weird
so those-
Tigger.
There
Sorry.
you go. Weird Tigger, you coming to Atlanta? Come to Atlanta. I'd like to see you. All that being said, Joe, where can I find you on the web?
You can find me on Twitter at Joseph_Ard. Embrace that underscore.
You can find me at Rock Out of Pod. Embrace the filthy casual. And we're there. And then you can tune in next week to hear Joe say.
Probably something more about GoFest because I'm super hyped for GoFest, and we're still a month out, but we're gonna keep talking about it. I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna keep talking about
Yep.
it. Yep.